What is going on, Multiversers? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another edition of Tony Tweeted What? If you haven't seen these episodes before, well, just think of this as the Multiversus news roundup. Any cool, interesting story or information for Multiverses from Tony Huynh himself will be put into one convenient video for you guys once a week, usually on Tuesdays. And that's what it is. Today's Tuesday, so time for the Multiversus news roundup. And we got the first topic. And this one is about a character that Tony's actually really excited for. So he tells us here, the character after Iron Giant, from a gameplay mechanics standpoint, is really cool and not something I've ever seen done before. Sorry for the tease, but I needed to tell somebody. So Tony's extremely excited about the character coming out after the Iron Giant, simply because of the mechanics and how that character is going to work. That's the only tease that we got, unfortunately, but, you know, kind of gets your mind racing a little bit. But we had somebody that kind of followed up with Tony a little bit here, where they ask, is this the character you mentioned you're close to finishing or somebody else? And I will have more on that specific statement in just a little bit, where he says the one you're finishing up. Yes, Tony's finishing a character, but we'll get there in a second. But that was the question that was asked, and Tony comes back with a nope, it was someone else. So it sounds like they're working on multiple characters at once, no doubt. And this one, whoever's after the Iron Giant, is going to be extremely fun. Tony's looking forward to it. So this should be good. This should be good. I think we're in for a treat here. And then kind of a little bonus tweet here real quick. Reslived. I still don't know how to say the person's name. Another person that works on Multiverses. I believe this guy is actually kind of responsible for perks and stuff like that. So he chimed in here, and this is kind of cool of him. He says, Tony's not mentioning that he's also the lead on this character, and it's the most Reslived has seen him get excited about design for this game. And he also says that the character's mad fun. So whatever character this is, Tony's like 1.5 million behind it. Very excited for it. So whether it's a character he really likes, or whether it's just the gameplay mechanics itself is super fun, we'll have to wait and find out. Topic number 2. This one is about, well, this one only really applies to closed alpha testers or the people that got into the closed alpha. And somebody asked Tony on Twitter, basically, how will we be notified that we made it into the open beta or early access? How will we be notified? And that's a good question. How are they going to tell everybody? Well, Tony just kind of tells us an email will be sent out to your WB account associated email. So the one that you linked up, if you were a part of the closed alpha, the email that you linked together with your Twitch account and all that stuff, that's the one they will send out the information to. So keep an eye out if you were an alpha tester, or if you played in the alpha, I should say. So keep an eye out for that email, because you should be getting something. Topic number 3. This one is about the release date, well, being reassured that it's this month. All right, so release date reassurance. So somebody on Twitter asked Tony, hey, will the Multiversus open beta release before EVO or after EVO? EVO, if you don't know, is a gaming tournament thing that people gather to. It's the beginning of August. I believe it's the August 5th through the 7th this year, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so that's when EVO is. So is the open beta coming out before or after? And Tony reassures us July. So if anyone's worried that the game might get delayed, at least as of July 7th, Tony was still telling us, don't worry, it's coming out this month. I know some people are getting a little impatient, but you know, it's kind of out of their hands at this point. They got to wait for other people. So we'll get there when we get there. Trust me. And once the open beta starts, everyone's going to be like, oh, well, what information drought? I don't care. I get to play the game now. Topic number 4. We're circling back from topic number 1 here, where Tony was telling us, or somebody was asking about the character that he's getting close to wrapping up. And well, that's what Tony was telling us, where he said he was getting close to wrapping up another character. Getting close. So, and this one is not the same one from our first topic, right? So the interesting thing is somebody kind of got a cool little response out of Tony, where they asked him, hey, are they big? Is the character big? Well, that's kind of a cool question. So we can kind of get maybe a better understanding of who this character might be, or at least guess wise, we can kind of guess a little bit better. But Tony just tells us smallish. It's a smaller character, so not a bigger character, but small-ish. So I don't know. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this one down in the comments. I've seen a lot of Marvin the Martian. I've seen Gizmo. You know, it could be whoever, right? It could be whoever, but I don't know. Smallish character. Who do you think Tony might be getting close to wrapping up? Topic at number 5. Will there be more game modes than just solo or duo? So more game modes. Yes, we've answered this one before, but again, there's always new people that are discovering Multiversus for the first time, and maybe they don't know this stuff. So the question on Twitter here was, Tony, will there be more game modes than solo or duos? And luckily, Tony got back to the person and said, yes. In fact, free-for-all has been announced, and it's fun. It's a more casual experience, and I believe they've even told us more on this, that more game modes are coming some point in the future. They're just going to work on it, but yes, the Multiversus is more than just solos or duos. There's much more. Free-for-all, I think they said they're working on trying to get, you know, only 3 people into a match at a time, because that's a request that people have been asking for. So there's more coming, no doubt, so don't worry about that. Topic number 6, the last one for the video, is about alternate costumes and kind of what we could somewhat expect for them. So the question that was presented to Tony was, I've been wondering this for a bit. Will skins and alternate costumes affect things such as hitboxes or frame data? Really appreciate everything you've been doing for the community, by the way. So it's a good question, like something that I've seen people bring up. Just as an example, they'll talk about Bugs Bunny and then they'll bring up Big Chungus as well. Like, look, Big Chungus is definitely gonna, you know, be different data-wise than regular Bugs Bunny. He's gonna be thicker, he's gonna be bigger, you know. So it's things like that. Is that off the table? And Tony tells us, well, absolutely not. Any alternate costumes are not going to affect frame data or hitboxes or nothing. It's literally just a different look. Nothing's changing besides the look. That's it. No gameplay wise. So it's not going to be like there's going to be one character that gets a skin that makes them, you know, bigger, you know, like have a longer reach or something like that. That's not going to be a thing. So it's kind of cool to at least hear that that's not going to happen. I think that's probably a safe assumption, but yeah. Either way, that is going to be it for the news roundup of the week. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you.